Hello and welcome to another episode of Tips and Ideas with Ed Wallace of Midwest Landscaping. www.uniqueenvironments.com. We're here in Ventura County, California, and we've installed some gopher wire in order to help reduce the amount of gophers and ground squirrels activity that we have here in this backyard area, where we're going to be putting in some new sod, new grass here. What we did first was we took out the old grass and rototilled and worked in some soil amendments, and then we came through and graded it out, and we came in with a wire mesh. We used a galvanized 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch mesh. It's got about 0.041% spacing, or actually the actual grid size is 0.041 inches in the grid size, and the spacing is a 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch. We came in, we used landscape staples to basically staple that down, did all the cutting and stuff around it. And then we came in after we did the screening. We had some areas where we had drains, so we had to cut around the drains. After we put in the screening, we're actually putting a top of a compost soil mix. We have a 70-30 mix. It's a heavy blend using 70% Class A sandy loam topsoil and organic compost. Got to cut that out right there in that area there. Get rid of that screening there around that drain. We have our pop-ups in, and we just did a top coat of the compost on the top to give the grass a little bit of a kick in, so that when it starts to grow in through the mesh and whatnot, it'll have a good base to get started on. But we decided to use this gopher screening because there was a lot of damage in the previous lawn from gophers coming through. Because on this property here, we have a lot of areas where gophers are very active. As you can see here, in this existing lawn area, it's a lot of holes and stuff from gopher activity. And up on the slope there, we just hydroseeded the slope, and there's a couple gopher mounds that are up there. And as you walk along this backyard here, you can just kind of see where the gophers are just doing havoc here at the property. These are some fresh push out areas where the gophers have pushed out the soil, and here's a fresh one right here. So by putting in a gopher screen, hopefully that's going to help reduce the amount of damage that's going to be caused in this backyard, because the gophers will not have an opportunity to push the soil out and thus manage their movement in this area. And we also have some gopher screen that we're putting on the sides of the slope. We're going to put in a utility ground cover on the side of the slope up here. So we have a mesh that we're installing up here, and we'll be putting down this compost also up on that slope area. This is our 70-30 mix of compost and topsoil. It's really nice and fine. So we'll put that in and throw this over the top of the screen up there. Areas down below here are just areas we're going to have different types of ground cover and more shrubs going on. But that's what we do. Put down a gopher screen, put down a little bit of a top dressing so that the turf will have something to start off on, and get growing. Ed Wallace, Midwest Landscaping, www.uniqueenvironments.com.